You read the title. Your beloved printer, sitting in the corner collecting dust, does more than eat ink cartridges like candy. It can actually be used to track your location. That's right, every page you've ever printed may have a secret code embedded into it. A microscopic pattern that tells where it came from, when it was printed, and the exact printer that made it. It all started in the 1980s with a deal between the US government and the printer giant Xerox. You see, when colored laser printers started hitting the market in the 80s, they suddenly made something possible that terrified governments. Fake money. For the first time, anyone with a decent printer could print out crisp, detailed color copies, realistic enough to slip into circulation. And governments were right to be concerned, as by the 1990s, the US Secret Service was already reporting counterfeit notes made with color copiers and printers. So when the Secret Service started looking for ways to fight counterfeiting, they contacted the executives at Xerox for a meeting. Together, they quietly agreed that from then on, their printers should tag all papers with a hidden ID, allowing investigators to trace them back to the exact machine that made them. And one more thing, the general public would not be told about this. And so, for nearly a decade, no one outside government or the industry even knew about the system. In 2004 though, the first cracks appeared. The Dutch police confiscated counterfeit euro notes and noticed something strange on them. Under a microscope, they found tiny repeating patterns of dots that seemed too organized to be random. But it wasn't until 2005 that the full scope of the situation came out. The Electronic Frontier Foundation launched a public project asking volunteers to send in samples of their printer pages, and they cracked the system. The dots were machine identification codes, encoding the serial number and timestamp of the printer, only visible with a blue LED light or in high-resolution scans. Before we go over how the dots actually worked, I just wanted to say thanks for all the love and nice comments on the previous videos. Those really make my day. And if you're new here and like these types of stories, hit the subscribe button. Okay, back to the video. So, how did these mysterious dots actually work? It's a simple binary system. First, we have each row representing a number. The yellow dots would be marked on the row for the value we want to include in the final sum. If we wanted to represent the number 65, we would include 64 and 1. If we wanted to get 14, we would include 8, 4 and 2. This way, they were able to represent all the numbers from 0 to 172. Now technically, the dots could be in an 8x16 grid, for example, where all the columns have roles like parity checks or separators, but for the sake of clarity, let's focus our example on the parts that reveal key information. Here, the first two columns mean minutes and hours. One dot here means 16, and the dots here mean 16 plus 4 plus 2, which is 22. And that's how we get the time of the print, 22 minutes past 4. The next three columns are for the day, month, and year. Dots here add up to 14, 7, and 9 respectively, meaning that the document was printed on the 14th of July 2009. The final four columns represent the encoded serial number of the printer in reverse order. This pattern is replicated multiple times over the page, so even if part of the printout gets damaged or cropped, investigators can still decode it. The serial number part is actually what allows investigators to tie a document directly back to a specific machine. And as recent history shows, that's exactly what it's been used for. The most famous case comes from 2017 when an NSA contractor, Reality Winner, believe it or not, that's her actual name, leaked a classified report about the Russian interference in the 2016 election. She printed out the document, mailed it to a news outlet, and thought she had covered all of her tracks. But when The Intercept published the NSA report on June 5, 2017, the PDF they posted had faint creases and marks, a telltale sign that it had been printed. That tipped off the authorities that a physical copy had been leaked. The embedded yellow tracking dots then revealed the exact printer and timestamp. From there, the FBI cross-referenced the printer's logs at her workplace, and it took them just days to identify Reality Winner as the source. She pled guilty in 2018 and was sentenced to 5 years and 3 months, marking the longest federal sentence ever given to a journalistic source in the US. The case made headlines around the world, and it was the first time many people even realized the dots existed. A system meant for criminals ended up exposing ordinary citizens. And when you think about it, if your old dusty printer has had this technology since the 90s, what could modern technology be quietly doing today? Let me know your thoughts, or if you've heard of similar cases, down in the comments. And as always, thanks for your time, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.